Hello, everybody watching. This is Recap Row Episode 2. Today we're going to be reviewing the games that happened in Week 1, giving our predictions for Week 2, and just discussing how the teams are faring so far. Today I'm hosting. My name's Razor. I'm the manager of GigaChads, and I've got with me Fengus here.
Hello, I am the manager of Go Again.
Okay, we have 4 guests. We have 1 representative from each of the 4 games last week, and we'll hear from them throughout the show. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and say congratulations to I believe it's 5 players from TOKR that got picked up to Novice Division of League Zero. So Pew Pew, who's here today, Ranter, who's here today, also got picked up, Jeff got picked up, Deefy, and Average TV. So congratulations to you guys. Just shows that if you want to get scouted to League Zero, this really is one of the best places to be. So we're going to go ahead and move on now to our first game recap, which is AKM Blades versus GigaChads. GigaChads won 3-2. And from that game we have Pew Pew here, who was player on GigaChats that game. Okay, so straight away, the thing that stands out is GigaChats won 3-2, so while they still won, it was a lot closer than everyone was expecting. AKM Blades really did a lot better than everyone was expecting. It was almost a reverse sweep. So GigaChats took the first 2 maps, AKM Blades took the second 2, but thankfully GigaChats took the 5th one. So Pew Pew, what were your thoughts going into that 5th map? Were you nervous?
Yeah, we were pretty nervous. I think going into it just before we started, we had sort of kind of figured out what they were trying to do and how we could shut it down. But the 2 maps that we had dropped just before then, the maps 3 and 4, we became really flustered and were really surprised by the DPS comps they were pulling out. But I think how we won the final map was we really stabilized and figured out how we were going to shut that down.
Do you think overconfidence was an issue, or was it just the way they changed up their style for those 3rd and 4th maps?
Some of both. We didn't really expect AKM to have the flexibility to really switch up their comps so much. You know, run a really unorthodox comp and run it so well. And we really didn't know how to respond to it until the 5th map. Or the 5th map.
Okay, Fengus, you anything you want to ask?
Not particularly. I'll be honest, I didn't watch much of that game.
It's all good. Personally, I was manager of GigaChats, and I'm just glad we got the win. And there was a lot of trash talk before the game, but I want to say personally, AKM Blades put up a good fight, and watch out for them, they might pull out some more surprises. So we're going to go ahead and move on now to the second game of the week, which was Reddit Lucios versus Scrim Gods. It was a 4-0 for Scrim Gods, and with us we have Ranter to talk about that.
It was really just a feel bad for Reddit Lucios, to be honest, because it was kind of just a massacre, especially because we kind of just yoinked their main take. When our projectile DPS was inactive, we signed Kai, who demanded release from Reddit Lucios, because Squid was having problems showing up to practice late and stuff like that, and I kind of felt like we need another main take on our roster, so I picked up Kai. And so it was kind of a massacre for them because they were synergizing without their main tank. So I didn't expect Reddit to do much, and I kind of see why they week 4 out them.
Yeah, if anyone didn't know, Kai was manager of Reddit Lucios, and he stepped down and signed for Scrim Gods just before the match, a couple of days beforehand. So that was definitely a factor in how the game went. But Renter, do you think it was a close game at all? Did they put up a fight on some maps? Or was it just
no? I would say that was the easy roll, and it's not because they're bad. It's really because I think it's just a lack of synergy, communication, and stuff. When you lose a manager, it's kind of harsh on your team at that point, and I just don't think they were prepared for us, to be honest. Because we put our hit scan Grim on Zenyatta and people off of position, and we still won the map and full held them on first. So I think it was just an easy clap, and I feel bad for that roster.
Say that though, but most games were decided. Every game was decided by one map. So, do you think Reddit Lucios have a chance coming to this next week?
Reddit Lucios, I think in the mid to later seasons, they're gonna be a really dangerous roster. I just don't think now, because it's gonna take time to synergize. When you lose a crucial player like that and your manager, it hurts. It really does hurt. It costs you.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on down to the 3rd game last week, which is Crunchy Nuggets versus Go Again. Yet another 3-2 match. And from that we have Troll Carlin.
Hello.
Here. Crunchy Nuggets
Hello.
played. So going into the game, you guys were massive underdogs,
Yeah. Our mentality, sorry.
So yeah, what was the thought process going into that game? Did you know you were underdogs?
Yeah, they were definitely underdogs. Our mentality was mainly just think one map at a time. We were not expecting to win the first map at all. So our mentality was just every map's a new map. Just to try to get a map.
So yeah,
And
what
we
happened?
did a lot more than that. Sorry.
Yeah, what happened after Eichenwald? Because you guys were 2-1 up, looking pretty convincing. You only lost like Hanamura, and that was only a 1-0 loss, so it was a close match. But you kind of choked at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Rialto really wasn't our map. This is just such a goats-oriented map. I think we hasn't practiced our goats at all. We haven't been able to actually get proper goats. Focus fire was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, and Zone. Sorry. Yeah, Zone. You casted that game, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did cast that match.
So, what were your thoughts on the match as you were watching it?
I had a lot of fun watching it. It certainly was interesting. Definitely something that Crunchy Nuggets should be proud of. They came out with some pretty interesting looks, and I think you guys did a really good job of leveraging your advantages, being your DPS players that night, and really letting them shine, while the other team just kind of had to sit back and watch. But in the end, I think Go Again just had a better team, overall, like their cohesion was a little better. And so that won them out. When they're taking the map picks, they're gonna take what they want, and they did, and they won for it.
Yeah, this is one of the maps I watched all the way through, and I saw Clovix really going to work on that Pharaoh, especially on Eichenwald.
Yeah.
So
mostly pocketing him, playing around. Yeah.
Last week Zoom said that Crunchy Nuggets really had to show that they weren't going to get rolled over. This is their chance to show they were a team to be reckoned with, and I think they really did that this week. So congratulations to Crunchy Nuggets. Even though they lost and Go Again still played them, everyone's expecting Go Again to win, and Crunchy Nuggets really pulled them out there. They're going to move down to Smilers versus Bench Gang. Smilers won 4-0, and Bench Gang did not take a they did not take a single point on Jungertown, Hanamura, or Lijiang, but they got 2 points on Eichenwald. Zone, we have you here from Smilers. What are your thoughts on that match?
First of all, I think it was a really fun match. Bench Gang, I think really, I played main tank for Smilers, so I feel like this is just being rude. But main tank v main tank, I think I personally had the advantage there. And one thing about our off tanks is that they do a really good job of pressuring when their main tank is on the back foot. That's how I feel about our team. And so I think that really showed through a lot of stuff. One thing I was really proud of for our play in particular was Junkertown. I feel like a lot of teams think that we're just a Go Goats forehead team. And I think that our Junkertown play really shows that we've got a lot more looks to us. It's just, we can roll you on Goats and we're going to do it. So, nice try.
So a bit of a confident attitude there. It was a 4-0, so it's deserved. But do you think that was due to you being good, or Bench Gang just not being quite enough to compete?
Bench Gang definitely looked better than I think a lot of people will give them credit for. I certainly had the better end of me gotten a couple of times in the main tank game, and we certainly made a couple of mistakes that let them get on with what they wanted to do. I mean, Eichenwald was a 2-3. It wasn't a full hold. And the other maps, they look like a full hold. I guess Hanamura was. But, like, Lijiang was a lot closer. Junkertown, I personally think we were pretty lucky to get that 0-3 instead of, like, at least a 1-3. But, yeah, it's... Bench Gang, I think, will come out strong against some of these mid-table teams. It'll be very interesting to watch.
Okay. So we're that kind of wraps up our recap of last week. We're going to go ahead and move on to predictions for this week. So we have me and Fengus are going to give our score predictions for each match, and then we'll go on and speak to the guys who are playing in each match and have their predictions as well. So the first match we're going to look at is Scrim Gods versus Giga Chads. So we have two representatives here, actually. So we have both Pew Pew and Renter here from those two teams. Renter, what's your score prediction for the match?
I would say 3-2 or 3-1, leaning towards the 3-2 mainly because I think Giga Chads, to be honest, just kind of choked versus AKM dropping those two maps. I think Giga Chads was just the superior, obviously the superior team, and I think like with Scribs versus Giga, it's been really close no matter the situation. Like even when we both have backups and we have players missing, it's usually been a close series no matter what. And I think that like this is probably the biggest rivalry in the league because it's just so close competitively between these two teams, and skill rating wise, it's gonna be really close.
So you're saying 3-2 to Scrim Gods?
Yes, free to my team.
Okay, Pew Pew, what's your opinion on the match?
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably going to be a really close match. You know, no matter what the outcome is, but I might be a little biased, but I would go with the 3-2 or 3-1 in favor of Giga Chads because, in my opinion, we are probably the mechanically superior team. And I think the only real way to really beat us dominantly is to pull out something really surprising, just like AKM Blades did. But I think if we're able to stabilize a lot faster than we did in that first match and respond in the way that we need to, and are able to meet that challenge head on, I think we can really just use our mechanics to our advantage there and come out on top.
Okay, I'm also going to go with the Giga Chads win as the manager of Giga Chads myself. I'm going to say it's a 3-1 though. I think every map will be close, but overall Giga Chads will take it. What's your opinion, Fengus?
I think that they're very evenly matched teams, but from what I've seen from both Scrim Gods, it seemed like they are able to control the tempo of the match a lot easier, and I feel like that'll help them be able to win.
Okay.
3-1.
Good. So no one has a 4-0 on either side, so it'll be an interesting game to watch. It's personally my game to watch this weekend, but every game this weekend's going to be a close one. As you'll see as we move through down to AKM Blades versus Reddit Lucios now. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone from either of those teams here, but I'm going to go ahead and say I think that Reddit Lucios will take it 3-2. I think AKM Blades will be a little bit confident coming off taking 2 maps off Giga Chad. They won't prep enough. I think Reddit Lucios, now they've had some time with new management, new coaches in place, I think Reddit Lucios will be able to sneak away with a 3-2 here.
So this is actually gonna be my upset. I would agree. I think Red is gonna beat AKM, and it's gonna be because mainly AKM is gonna be too overconfident, and then they're going to think, oh, we took 2 maps off of one of the best teams in the league, so therefore we should be up there in the league. That's not what I'm thinking, because I scribbed like Reddit and AKM, and I think AKM is gonna run similar strategies to what they ran versus Giga, and then they're gonna get countered hard if Reddit Lucius just plays smart.
Okay, Fengus, what's your opinion?
This match, I feel like it's probably not gonna be that close because Reddit Lucios, I feel like they got really unlucky with their first opponent and it made them look not like the best team. So I feel like it's gonna be 3-1 for Reddit, but it's gonna be not close.
Okay, we're going to move on down to Bench Gang versus Crunchy Nuggets. These two, at the beginning of the season, were tainted to be some of the worst teams. Crunchy Nuggets kind of showed maybe they're not down there. Bench Gang didn't put up too much of a fight last weekend. But I personally think it'll be a 3-2 again to Bench Gang. I think Crunchy Nuggets will be riding high again. Same thing with AKM, AKM Blades. They got 2 maps off a good team. They won't put enough prep in. I think they'll struggle, especially because they're lacking players in their roster. Troll Colin, do you want to speak about that?
Yeah. We there's a good chance we're not making 6. And we're not prepping enough. We didn't prep for go again either. I had scrimmed once with the team before the game, and I haven't scrimmed since. I can't say more.
So what's your prediction for the game?
Yeah, my prediction 3-2 to us. I think it's difficult to bet against my own team, but yeah, I think they could definitely see us taking this away. It'll be close though. I can definitely see it being close.
Okay, and Fengus, what do you think?
I think going against everyone's preseason rankings, I feel like Crunchy Nuggets are gonna 4-0 this.
A 4-0?
Oh, that is interesting.
I guess my bad.
Do you care to enlighten us on the 4-0? or
I
is it just a
think
gut feeling?
everyone before the league started, they underestimated Crunchy, and playing against them, that's definitely feels like the truth. We underestimated them going into our match, and it definitely showed.
Okay.
I would actually predict the same thing as Troll, 3-2 the Crunchy Nuggets. I think this is gonna be another upset of like this week in general because everybody's gonna be predicting the other side to win clearly because they're like better. Everybody's gonna be like, Bench Game is higher in the power ranking, so we should pick them. Not exactly. They took Go Again to map 5. Regarding the situation with Go Again not having a main take, I still think like if a broad silver team can bring like one of the top teams to a map 5 like that, I definitely believe they could do it.
Yeah.
Like they could take the series even without preparation.
Although the Smilers game there doesn't really have anything to do with anything, I think, because Smilers is such a goats team. You played some half goats on Junkertown, but you're a heavy goat. Heavy goats still. And we can't play goats. We can't play goats except on.
I mean, even with that troll,
Yeah.
I was unprepared for the Reddit Lucius game because we've never scribbed with Kai, and we still won that by a huge margin.
Yeah.
So even being unprepared, and you just have good synergy with your team, like in the warm-up script that usually people do, like they usually do a warm-up script. If you have good synergy, it usually rolls into the other.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on now to Go Again versus Smilers. And we have Fengus, who's manager of Go Again, and Zone, a player on Smilers, here to talk about that one. Zone, what's your prediction for the match?
4-0, right? Like it's got to be a no. I'm joking. I think this is either gonna go 3-1 or 3-2 Smilers. I can't not pick Smilers, boys. Like you know that. I think Go Again. We've scrimmed against them, and scrim bucks, whatever. And they've shown some interesting takes, interesting compositions at us. But again, I don't think that a lot of teams have seen what we're good at. We've done a lot of stuff in scrims that people were kind of taking to be what we wanted to do. And I wouldn't go so far as to say that. There's some things that I kind of want to keep in our pocket that we haven't shown to a lot of people. But yeah, I'm thinking 3-1 or 3-2. Go Again's a good team, and it's going to be a fight, but I do think Smilers are going to take it.
Okay, Fengus, what's your opinion?
I think Go Again is gonna win probably 3-2 because Smilers are obviously a very good team as they showed in the last week, but people might not be rating us as highly as they should be, seeing as we may have gone to map 5, but we didn't have a main tank player throughout the entire series, which doesn't undercredit Crunch Nuggets, but it just shows that we were still able to win without anyone being able to play a role.
I'm going to go ahead and go for a bit of a weird call here. I'm going to say Smilers actually do 4-0 this game.
Wow,
Smilers
okay. All right, I get it.
They've just seemed strong. I think Smilers will take it over Go Again. Go Again seemed to struggle and panic under pressure in the game last week. And I don't know if they'll struggle against a big team because they struggled against a small one. So personally, I think Smilers will 4-0 this one. I think it'll be the least close game of the week.
I want to double check and make sure that we were in our match where we had 10 map points to 2. We were panicking, right?
No, I'm talking about Go Again was panicking against
okay.
Crunch Nuggets last.
All right.
No, I think Smilers will get the 4-0 win here.
I'm gonna kind of stay with my same prediction I had last week because, like, before the schedule reshuffle we did, I did originally predict Smilers 3-2 versus Go Again. I'm gonna actually stick with that for the same reason. Like, it's just gonna be a close series in general, in my opinion. And Go Again's gonna be underrated going into this because they did have a main take, but now they actually will probably have their main take for the series. And I think it'll be a close series.
Okay, that about wraps up our predictions for next week. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor now. Anyone have any final comments or any call-outs they want to do to other teams while they're here? If not, we can go ahead and wrap it up right now.
Watch Scrim Gods versus Giga Chat. It's going to be match of the week.
Yeah,
Watch out.
absolutely.
Bench can watch out. Big bad fair about to come out.
I will say Scrim Gods versus Giga Chat seems like the game to watch. We got Calzone hosting it. They did an excellent job last week with Crunchy Nuggets versus Go Again. So I'd keep an eye out for that one. You'll see me pop off. And we'll see you all next week.
See you fit.
Yeah, we can end it there.